Update 12 for Forza Motorsport was released this week, so let me tell you everything that you need to know about what's been included in the new updates. And to start with, I want to start off with the known issues, but it's just known issue, there's only one at the moment, and the devs plan to have a fix available for it in mid-October as part of Update 13. And it's just that the Logitech wheel RPM LEDs are not working consistently. Now let's talk about the new features and updates. So first of all, they've done an update to the Force Race Regulations, or the FRR penalty system. So they advanced the FRR instant data capture system used to train the AI machine learning model penalty system accuracy. The data reported after a collision now includes many additional metrics to determine fault and severity, including a 300% increase in captured information. This also includes general improvements to the FRR accuracy. As for a new feature, they've added a challenge hub, and this is where there are special objectives for the likes of career, multiplayer rivals, etc., where there are own rewards, including reward cars. So let me take you through those challenges for this update. So there are some featured challenges. So there's the mid-engine challenge that's in relation to the featured tour, and this is complete all in the mid-engine tour or complete 10 races in the mid-engine series in featured multiplayer, and the reward is the 2023 McLaren Artura. The open class challenge is complete all series in the open class tour or complete 10 open event races in featured multiplayer, and your reward is the 2022 Lamborghini Huracan Evo Spider. There's the Jordan Luca 3 challenge, where you complete the Jordan Luca 3 Motorsport Series in Korea, and the reward is the Jordan Luca 3 racing suits. There's Down to Earth, which is complete 4 races in Korea or complete 4 races in the Forza Touring Car Series in featured multiplayer, and your reward is the Liquid Earth driver suits. Heating Up is complete 12 laps in the Spec Division Forza GT3 Rivals event or complete 4 races in the Multi-Class Series in featured multiplayer, where you'll get the Molten driver suit. And then there's the Logitech McLaren G Challenge, which is complete a lap in the Logitech G Challenge bonus stage rivals event, and your reward is a Logitech driver suit. There's also going to be weekly challenges. So there's a Spotlight Challenge where you complete 20 laps in the 2020 Ferrari F8 Tributo, and your reward is 25,000 credits. The Weekly Skills Challenge is complete a race 5 positions ahead of where you started, and the reward is 10,000 credits. The Weekly Safety Challenge is complete 5 races without receiving an FRR penalty in featured multiplayer, and the reward is 25,000 credits. Then we've got the Weekly Rivals Challenge, which is beat a rival in the Weekly Spotlight Rivals event, and that is for 10,000 credits. Following on from that is the challenges from September 18th. So you've got the Spotlight Challenge, which is complete a race in this week's Spotlight featured multiplayer event, and the reward for that is 10,000 credits. The Weekly Skills Challenge is get on the podium in any featured multiplayer race or get on the podium 3 times in career races for 25,000 credits. The Weekly Safety Challenge is complete 5 races without receiving an FRR penalty in featured multiplayer for 25,000 credits. Then you've got the Weekly Rivals Challenge, which is beat a rival in the Weekly Spotlight Rivals event for 10,000 credits. And then for September 25th, Spotlight Challenges complete 5 clean laps in the 2003 Porsche Carrera GT for 25,000 credits. The Weekly Skills Challenges complete a race 5 positions ahead of where you started on the grid for 10,000 credits. The Weekly Safety Challenges complete 5 races without receiving an FRR penalty in featured multiplayer for 25,000 credits. The Weekly Rivals Challenge is beat a rival in the Weekly Spotlight Rivals event for 10,000 credits. Then for October 2nd, the Spotlight Challenges reach car level 5 in the 2021 McLaren 765 LT for 25,000 credits. The Weekly Skills Challenge is get on the podium in any career event for 10,000 credits. The Weekly Safety Challenge is complete 5 races without receiving an FRR penalty in featured multiplayer for 25,000 credits. And then you've got the Weekly Rivals Challenge, which is beat a rival in the Weekly Spotlight Rivals event for 10,000 credits. And then for the final week, starting from October 9th, the Spotlight Challenge is complete 10 laps in the 2018 Celine S1 for 10,000 credits. The Weekly Skills Challenge is complete a race 5 positions ahead of where you started for 10,000 credits. The Weekly Safety Challenge is complete 5 races without receiving an FRR penalty in featured multiplayer for 25,000 credits. And the Weekly Rivals Challenge is beat a rival in the Weekly Spotlight Rivals event for 10,000 credits. So you might be able to see there's a bit of a repeat as the weeks go on, a bit of consistency week on, week off, apart from, say, the Spotlight Challenge. Moving on to a new feature, which is the Spectate mode, now available in private multiplayer, making it a bit easier for the likes of league admins to view and broadcast their official events, as an example. And as Spectate is essentially like a live replay, many of the features and options outlined are currently available as part of the recent update for saved race replays. So it includes a full field dynamic driver list and lap counter, a ticker, a dynamic data loop in the driver list. This can also be locked to show the leader's time, race intervals, position changes, penalty time, or pit stops. There's a track map, driver data, so you choose to see a race summary of the driver in focus, including car telemetry, comparison to the leader, and damage. Then there's the true race start and race end from 3, 2, 1 to podium. So comparing this to Forza Motorsport 7. So in FM7, the spectate live feed started seconds after the race began, causing viewers to miss the initial parts of the race. It also ended abruptly as the leader finished, so in contrast, Forza Motorsport allows spectators to view the full race from start to finish, or until the race timer ends in full. There's also the default spectate camera, and the first time you use the spectate mode, you can decide which camera to use by default at race start. This can be changed at any time in the settings menu under the gameplay and HUD. There are new camera options, so there are 2 new camera modes that have been added to both spectate mode and race replays. So you've got the rail cam, and this gives race spectators controls that the cinematics team uses, like FPS camera controls that move with the focus car. The left stick moves the camera forward or backward, left or right around the focus car. You use the right stick to change the camera target left and right, or move the camera up and down. And then the second camera is point of interest. Stationary cameras focusing on important track segments, and each track has at least 3 points of interest, with more available on longer tracks. They've also improved the control panel for much easier use to spectate and replay tools. It has a customizable HUD. It has a minimized switch lag, so changing the camera view or car to focus on is much faster than it was in Forza Motorsport 7. And finally, it's got the saving replay after spectate, so be aware that previous limitations for replay save length still apply and will vary based on factors such as the number of cars on track and the race duration. The final new feature I want to talk about is the weather options. So additional weather options have been added to free play and private multiplayer. You set the start, mid-race, and end-race weather types and adjust the probability percentage. And they've added the likes of partly cloudy, overcast, cloudy, looming clouds, thunderclouds, lightning clouds, patchy fog, thin fog, dense fog, summer drizzle, drizzle, light drizzle, moderate rain, heavy rain, rain thunder, and rain lightning. Selecting variable dry or variable wet in the private multiplayer or free play advanced event setup menus will expose these new options. Now let's talk about the cars in the new update. So the reward cars for the mid-engine tour is the 2023 McLaren Artura. The open class tour, you get the 2022 Lamborghini Huracan Evo Spider. The spotlight cars are the 2019 Ferrari F8 Tributo, the 1993 McLaren F1, which you'll get from September 18th, the 2003 Porsche Carrera GT from September 25th, the 2021 McLaren 765 LT Coupe from October 2nd, and the 2018 Celine S1 from October 9th. Now for the VIP discount cars, you've got the 2016 Lamborghini Aventador Superveloce, the 2022 Ferrari 296 GTB, and they're available at the moment, the 1993 Jaguar XJ220 from September 18th, the 1997 Porsche GT1 Straton version from September 25th, the 2018 Ferrari FXXK Evo from October 2nd, and the 2018 BMW No. 1 BMW M Motorsport M8 GTE from October 9th. Now let's talk about the career. So you've got the Jordan Luca 3 collaboration, so there is a car award for the 1969 Chevrolet Camaro Jordan Luca 3 Motorsport Edition, which is actually gifted upon logging into Forza Motorsport once Update 12 has been downloaded. And therefore there is the Jordan Luca 3 Motorsport Series, which is located under the new Showcase tab in Career. There's an event reward, so the Jordan Luca 3 Racing Suit rewarded upon completing of the Jordan 3 Motorsport Series, and Hakone Art Refresh, a special rendition of Hakone featuring the iconic Jordan brand as well. Now for the career events, the Showcase Tour is the Jordan Luca 3 Motorsport Series as I've just mentioned. It's at Hakone Club Circuit for 6 laps, Silverstone Grand Prix Circuit for 2 laps, Catalunya Grand Prix Circuit for 3 laps, Yas Marina Full Circuit for 2 laps, and then back at Hakone for the Grand Prix Circuit this time for 4 laps. Then we've got the feature tour, the mid-engine tour. So it's mid-engine muscles, where it's at Homestead Miami Speedway Road Circuit for 5 laps, Nürburgring Nordschleife for 1 lap, Laguna Seca Full Circuit for 5 laps, and then Road Atlanta for 4 laps. Then you've got mid-engine legends from September 18th, and that includes Catalunya National Circuit for 5 laps, Sebring International Raceway for 3 laps, Road America for 3 laps, and Hockenheim for 4 laps. Then it's the mid-engine monsters from September 25th, which is at Silverstone International Circuit for 6 laps, Spa Full Circuit for 3 laps, Daytona Sports Car Circuit for 4 laps, and then you've got Le Mans Full Circuit for 2 laps. And then you've got the mid-engine miracles from October 2nd, so you've got Hakone Grand Prix Circuit for 5 laps, Grand Oak National Circuit for 6 laps, Kyalami Grand Prix circuit for 4 laps, and Yas Marina full circuit for 4 laps. And the reward showcase, which is complete all mid-engine tour series, is at Brands Hatch GP circuit for 6 laps. The Open Class Tour is D-Class with Lime Rock full circuit, Brands Hatch Indy circuit, and Mugello Club circuit. C-Class is at Mid-Ohio Short Circuit, Nürburgring GP circuit, and Hakone Club Reverse circuit. B-Class is at Silverstone National Circuit, Brands Hatch Indy Circuit, and Virginia National Raceway on the North Circuit. A-Class Series is at Mugello Club Circuit, Homestead Miami Speedway Road Circuit, and Virginia International's Raceway on full circuit. The S-Class is at Hakone Grand Prix Circuit, Silverstone Grand Prix Circuit, and Road America full circuit. And finally, we've got the R-Class Series, which is at Spa full circuit, Brands Hatch Grand Prix Circuit, and Daytona Sports Car Circuit, with the reward showcase, which is complete all Open Tour Series, which is at Mugello full circuit for 4 laps. Moving on to talking about the multiplayer, and this introduces the mid-engine series featuring different restrictions each week, which I'll get to a second. First of all, the series and schedule changes. So the Forza GT4 series now cycles weekly with Forza Touring Car series instead of cycling with Forza GT3 series and Forza GT2 series. The Formula Mazda Spec series has been changed to a weekly cycled one-make spec series, and this will include new one-make series over time, as well as returning favourites, including the Formula Mazda Spec series. And the Endurance series has been moved to the Spec Events tab. For the mid-engine series, you've got the mid-engine plus production and then a certain restriction for all of these. So mid-engine plus production plus B-Class. Then you've got A-Class from September 18th, S-Class from September 25th, R-Class from October 2nd, and P-Class from October 9th. For the feature series, you've got the Lamborghini Spec series, which is currently ongoing, the Prototype Group Racing series from September 18th, the Forza P1 series from September 25th, the Modern Factory Race Car series from October 2nd, and the Formula 60 series from October 9th. For the Spec series, you've got the Lotus 311 Spec series, which is currently ongoing, then the Subaru BRZ Spec series from September 18th, the Mazda Miata Spec series from September 25th, the VW Golf GTI Spec series from October 2nd, and then the BMW M Pro Car Spec series from October 9th. Now for the Forza GT Series rotation, currently ongoing is the GT3, and then September 18th is the GT2, and then September 25th is back to GT3, October 2nd is GT2, and then finishing with October 9th with the GT3 series again. The Forza Touring Car and Forza GT4 Spec Series is the Forza Touring Car Spec Series, the Forza GT4 Spec Series from September 18th, the Forza Touring Car Spec Series from September 25th, the Forza GT4 Spec Series from October 2nd, and then the Forza Touring Car Spec Series on October 9th. For Open Class, you've got A-Class, D-Class, and X-Class currently ongoing, B-Class, R-Class, and E-Class from September 18th, S-Class, C-Class, and P-Class from September 25th, A-Class, D-Class, and X-Class from October 2nd, and then B-Class, R-Class, and E-Class from October 9th. The Spotlight Series has the 2019 Ferrari F8 Tributo currently ongoing, then the 1993 McLaren F1 from September 18th, the 2003 Porsche Carrera GT from September 25th, the 2021 McLaren 765 LT Coupe from October 2nd, and then the 2018 Saleen S1 from October 9th. Let's move on to rivals. So you've got the Spec Division Forza GT3, so any Forza GT3 car at Spa, currently ongoing. For VIP, you've got the Superveloce Speed, so the 2016 Lamborghini Aventador Superveloce at Yas Marina, again currently ongoing. The E-Racing Association Alpha Cup 2 in the 2023 Chevrolet Corvette Z06 at Daytona International Speedway Sports Car Circuit, currently ongoing. The Logitech G Challenge Qualifier bonus stage in the 1988 McLaren No. 12 Honda McLaren MP44 at Maple Valley Full Circuit, again currently ongoing. The Race Mobile 1 Pro Driver Jensen Button in the 1971 Lotus Elan Sprint at Maple Valley Short Circuit on September 25th. And bear in mind, you need to finish in the top 50% in this event leaderboard to get the Mobile 1 50th Anniversary Driver Suit, which will be gifted to all qualifying players with the release of Update 13 in mid-October. Then we've got all these Spotlight Rivals events, so the Ferrari in the 2019 Ferrari F8 Tributo at Laguna Seca. Then you've got McLaren in the 1993 McLaren F1 Kyalami September 18th. For Porsche, you've got the 2003 Porsche Carrera GT on the Nordschleife from September 25th. Then for McLaren, you've got the 2021 McLaren 765 LT Coupe at Watkins Glen from October 2nd. And finally, you've got the Saleen, so you've got the 2018 Saleen S1 at Road America from October 9th. Now let's finish up with the bug fixes and improvements. First of all, stability and performance with a handful of fixes. So they've fixed an issue with the system initialization order, an issue where the game crashes when a photo or replay is selected to be viewed, a crash that would occur when changing the tune type of a car, for example when using a pre-tuned car in a spec-based featured multiplayer series and then using the same car in another game mode. Crash that could occur when selecting an unowned DLC car in buy cars and going to the purchase options scene, and players will now receive a not enough space error when their downloaded UGC exceeds the allocated cache space on their device for each UGC type. For rendering, they've improved the track streaming for rolling starts, and they've fixed a few things, including a bug in the LOD system that was skipping the ghost death pre-pass and allowed you to see into opponents, an issue with visible artifacts in car tire smoke when using performance RT render mode on Xbox Series X consoles. They've addressed a bug that causes car focus in photo mode to not work correctly when the NVIDIA DLSS is enabled on PC. They fix a crash in the ray tracing update model and the memory and system improvements for PCs that support GPU upload heaps. For gameplay, the Rivals events now set the default fuel and tyre setup to minimum fuel load to lower vehicle weight for all cars and automatically equip soft tyres for maximum grip. The player car is currently equipped with race tyres. As before, fuel use and tyre wear are not simulated in Rivals. They fixed an issue in Rivals where the fuel load slider did not apply the correct amount of fuel to the car and did not properly affect vehicle weight. The fixed rival ghost popping in and out after the first lap of the Rivals event. Please note that the rival ghost may still take a bit of time to pop in. They fixed an issue where the TCS driving assists were behaving unexpected, and they've also fixed an issue where car upgrades may be removed when entering the car selection menu in a race with class restrictions. For multiplayer, they fixed an issue where some players could not see each other's cars during qualifying. They've added staggered start HUD improvements for multi-class races that utilize it. The tyre wear scala for multi-class series has been decreased from 6 times to 4 times, and the tyre wear scala for all long events has decreased from 6 times to 4 times, and those last 2 changes are enabled via recent server-side change. The 2019 Porsche number 70 Porsche Motorsport 935 has been removed from the Forza GT3 series and added to the modern factory race car series. General voiceover lines have been added for distance-based penalties and end-of-race callouts. Fixed an issue where ineligible cars would be utilised in the Vintage Le Mans sports car group in Endurance series, and the race settings now properly reset when loading save presets in private multiplayer. For the livery editor, they fix a crash that could occur when backing out of the livery group selection scene. The game no longer crashes when switching tabs by selecting tab items directly using mouse input in Find Design Scene. Fix an issue where the incorrect vinyl would be chosen when selecting a vinyl to apply to the design. They fixed an issue with the loading spinner animation appearing after a livery. Unsaved changes pop-up should no longer appear when selecting a new livery group, moving it or resizing it, but not placing it. For UI, this is just fixes, so they fixed an issue where the color tab names were missing when buying a car. Star icon for host designation now properly appears next to the host in the pre-race menu during private multiplayer events. Fix the game flow after downloading and saving tunes. Players will no longer get kicked out of the setup manager. Fix an issue where a controller disconnected pop-up would be shown when using a wheel controller and inviting friends to private multiplayer, naming liveries or viewing gamer cards. An issue where the vibration scale for wheels was grayed out. An issue where the voiceover subtitles do not disappear after skipping an intro cinematic, ending practice, exiting a race, and returning to the main menu. They've also fixed an issue where resetting the free play advanced event setup to default will set the driver tar designs setting to on. An issue where backing out of career race from the upgrade and tune menu will lock the My Cars menu to only display cars available from the previous career race. And they've also fixed an issue where the delete button did not function as expected for saved photos and replays. For Drivatar AI, they've done 4 fixes here. So they fixed an issue where the AI would move laterally into the player when driving alongside them on a straight. An issue where the AI would struggle to stay on course after the use of rewind. An issue where some cars would unexpectedly swerve just after the race had started. And an issue where some high-powered AI cars were struggling to enter the pit lane smoothly. For cars, they fixed a low-quality texture issue on the 2017 Bentley Continental Supersports. Fixed an issue with the 1973 BMW 2002 Turbo where the gauges and HUD were out of sync. The remove wing option now currently removes the wing from the 2002 Mazda RX-7 Sprint R-Type A. They fixed an issue with the 2014 Audi No. 2 Audi Team Jost R18 e-tron Quattro where wipers and raindrops were out of sync. And they've also fixed an issue where the livery was missing parts from the 2017 BMW No. 24 BMW T RLL M6 GTLM model. For accessibility, they've improved the screen screen narration while selecting options for tyres, fuels and repairs during pit stops. In multi-class race results, they have added group numbers to screen narration. The screen narrator now narrates each vinyl shape in the livery editor's vinyl select scene, and they've also fixed an issue where the numbering of items in the decal selection scene were incorrectly read out by the screen narrator. And finally, for audio, so they've updated all audio relating to distance and environmental sounds for saved race replays and to support the release of spectate mode. And with these changes, both races and replays will sound better and more consistent, so they've improved the distance model, improved the environmental audio, so reverb and sound reflections on all tracks, improved the audio support for new replay and spectate cameras, and they've also fixed a bug where audio was not attenuating correctly when pitting. And that is it. That is your update 12 for Forza Motorsport. If you've been playing the new update, what do you think of it? Good, bad? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. If you found this video helpful and informative and like to see more content like this one, make sure you're subscribed. I'll be covering more Forza Motorsport content as it comes available, as well as my usual racing and simulation genres on the channel. So if that interests you, you can stick around and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.